Okay, now, Dilar, you've been with VWise for 4 seasons. Even before MPL, you're with them. If you can give us an inside scoop, because you know VWise really well, how do you think they're reacting right now with 0-2? What's going through their mind? And usually, what do they say and do when they're backstage?
Tingin ko dito nagagana si Venus eh. Kasi sobrang galing niya sa gantong parte. Kung paano mag-adjust, tapos pag dumamang yung kalaban, alam niya kung paano babalik rin yung laban.
He thinks this is Venus' strength. This is what he's really good at. When they're down, he knows how to flip it around and use it against their opponent.
So what are they gonna do for the next match? For the next game?
Marky, what should they do? Marky! Bigatron!
Sa tingin ko, ilalabas na nila yung mga tinatago nilang bala eh.
Oh.
Marami pa silang papakita dyan. Alam mo.
He knows that they're gonna be showing a lot and they're gonna take out their hidden bullets, their hidden cards, their hidden ace. How hard is it? You know this, as a player, how hard is it to bounce back from a 0-2? How difficult?
Tingin ko depende talaga sa mentality ng player. Kung gaano sila kalakas mentally, ganun. Kapag ganito yung laban, especially pag best of 7.
It depends on the mentality of the players, how they're prepared mentally, especially in a best of 7.
But do you have any prediction for this match, this grand final match, Marky and Dilar?
Prediction?
Guwa, still Blacklist.
Blacklist?
Score?
Here first, okay? Okay? Dilar, get everybody to cheer for Blacklist.
Let's go!
Blacklist, hashtag break the code.
Oh, Blacklist, hashtag break the code. Ang cute mo. Okay, for you.
Echo loud, echo proud. Pinas lang malakas, let's go.
Echo loud, echo proud. Pinas lang malakas. Let's go. Let's go, casters.
Here from our M3 grand finalists now playing for Indonesian teams Marky and Dilar. Before we talk about how we're gonna set up for game 3, how possibly Blacklist could start making their comeback, I'd like to tell you all about Gank. Never got a style when you wear and game with Gank, a lifestyle fashion brand made for the modern gamer and is the M4 World Championship official merchandise partner. Grab the M4 merchandise at www.gank.asia today. Mirko, it's odd to see our defending champions be put up against a wall like this.
It's strange, very strange, right? Because they even met in the upper brackets, right? Blacklist and Echo, when they met, Echo were able to take game number 1, but then game number 2, you saw that Blacklist was able to fight back. Here, you could see that Echo, we mentioned this earlier on as well, they have learned and they have progressed through the lower brackets, now 2-0. Up against Blacklist International, who are still, playing the same way that they did in the upper brackets.
Now, here is, this is where me, as an analyst, I'm going to give my opinions, because as we're looking at the hero pick recap, I'm actually going to talk about how they're playing the map, because in the game, in Mobile Legends Bang Bang, it's about a game of trades. What do you want to trade for something else? Do you trade kills for objectives? Do you trade objectives for kills? Do you trade your buff in order to get your opponent's buff? And the way that Echo has been setting things up, they're setting up by focusing on one lane, getting a lot of resources there, and setting up a potential backdoor for Benny Cutie. So every single turret that they get is they're setting for a checkmate. So what Blacklist have to do is actually put the aggression onto Echo. Either, if they do want to scale up, make sure they have the composition that can allow them to protect their own turrets, because I kind of feel like giving the first tier and second tier turret on either side lane is very dangerous going up against Echo. So either increase the tempo of your own play to make sure that Echo cannot push, or just make sure that they draft something that can allow them to actually protect the turrets, because this is the name of the game. Protect your house, protect your turrets.
They tried that a bit, right? I mean, they went for the Beatrix, pretty good high ground with the Bennett. They went for the Valentina to try to steal the IMU because, again, the Eve was banned out. But what I personally want to talk about is the damage allocation, right? The targeting, because if you saw the hero recap earlier, in terms of damage, Blacklist were doing more. Blacklist were doing more damage consistently as well with the Beatrix, the Joy, and the Valentina. How was Echo able to win that? It's the allocation of that damage, right? It was always placed to the enemy backline, which is Blacklist. Now, Blacklist's backline is always the target of Benny, of Sanji, and as well as Sanford on the glue, who did more damage than Benny. So that just makes it super impressive how Benny was able to get the MVP, get the most kills in the game, but dealing the third most damage.
I mean, you got to put into consideration, just like you said, damage allocation, because if you do a lot of damage, but you do a lot of damage to a person that has very low HP, you're not going to look like you're doing a lot of damage compared to someone who's just attacking someone that just doesn't die. They just keep on regening.
And that's exactly the job that Sanford has most games, right? Cut into the back line, make that backline scramble, and then have Benny Cutie or Sanji ruin whatever is left of that. And with that being said, it's just moments away for us going into game number 3, and we'll see exactly how far Echo wants to take this momentum and how they're going to use that. And we'll see exactly how Oh My Venus shot calling and leadership is going to come into a moment like this for their team, wherein their backs are against the wall. It's not quite match point just yet, but this is dire straits. Agents all around the world, I know for sure, even here in Tennis and Sinayan, are feeling the pressure.
Definitely, right? As the defending champion, making it all the way here to a back-to-back grand final. There's a lot of pressure on their shoulders already.
Yeah.
On top of that, Echo, the young blood, Sanji Sanford, 16-17, they want that title. They're hungry for it.
And it's right here, center stage, seconds away from the draft. We're going into game number 3. Coaches and analysts have major decisions to make. What are we opening up for trade? It's Echo now on the play, blue side, banning out the Diggy, the Estes, and the Glue, while Blacklist take out the Cho, the 1-1, and the Eve.
I just want to say one thing. Echo, they're showing full respect. The Blacklist International, their first pick, they're banning out the Estes as well as the Diggy, because if they can always make sure that they're getting Oheb as well as Haji, the only way that they can be saved is having a little bit more HP. So getting that out of the way, I really feel like Echo has broken the code. As long as they can sustain long in the fight, then it's GG, because Wise can be in front all he wants. We really don't care. Oheb and Haji is not there, we're gonna win. But sacrificing the Fredrin, they're getting the Fredrin for themselves and letting go of the carry. How do you feel about this?
I feel like it's a risk that Coach Treb and Dick are willing to take.
Wow.
And now even the Farsa is out of Sanji's hands. But they have a response just as quickly.
Oh my God.
This is Echo showing preparedness, showing momentum, showing courage.
And showing they know what Blacklist is going to go for.
Yeah, just like how Blacklist, Oh My Venus specifically, is ready for that Estes ban, Echo seems to have a play out of their playbook as well.
There's so much to play with now if you're Echo, right? It's insane. Fredrin first pick, the carry was responded with. That was a good pick by them. But then, hey, Echo banned the Estes and the Diggy. Usually you'd see the Kaja here. Kaja was open. They also answered that backline threat that Blacklist have with their own. Here in the Lapu Lapu, they can dive. This is such a good composition already for them, and you can see what they want to ban next. It's Barats. Every single time, they understand who to ban for. In game number 1, it was Venus who was targeted. Game number 2, you can see a mix. Now, they noticed, hey, we picked up a hero for Wise, and he hasn't picked up a hero in the first phase. It's time to really go down and ban him out.
How do you feel about this Colt Lafell Wise, who's confident in winning the M4 World Championship again, because he's the only one who didn't use any assassins. He has 1,000 confidence, but how is that going to come into play here? Because that's a lot of non-assassins being banned out, specifically the Barat, and then his Fredrin's taken away from him as well.
I think what he's really trying to convey is that I don't bend towards the meta bend towards me. That's why he's really confident, because people can tell him all day that, oh, the Ling is good, the Hayabusa is broken and everything like that, and he's like, sure, but my name is Wise. I choose what I want to play. And now, looking at Barats and Akai getting banned, what is he gonna play? But I will say, I'm not actually looking at Wise to really change the game. If he does, then that's great. I'm actually looking at Edward because I kind of feel like Edward is the key going up against this kind of draft, seeing the Kaja, seeing the Lapu, seeing the Fredrin. He should be the space maker and the initiator for Blacklist International to make sure that OHEB and Oh My Venus have optimal way to actually go into a fight.
Thing is, Blacklist International, they've tried that, right? They gave Benedetta a playmaking hero to Edward. In the second game, they gave him Glue to buy a little more time. Play as a distract. Oh no, sorry, Joy, my bad. Distract, right? But it didn't work both times. Now, what's open for him is that Benedetta, right? Wise is going to pick up that box share first. I was actually thinking the Valentina in the jungle. We haven't seen it in a long time, but with the Kaja having that Divine Judgment, it's a good ult to take. Benny still wants to play that Brody, knows that up against the carry, he actually has a bigger advantage here compared to last game in terms of just laning.
If anything, since the Valentina is not banned, might go into the hands of Echo, but it looks like Coach Treb and Coach TikTok are reading into it. I think they're afraid that Bonchan and Master Basics are ready for it. Because again, it's wide open, right? But you need a good level of burst to make Echo's lineup work.
I think the better option here would be the Lilia, right? You get a bit more sustainability. You already have such a good composition to dive in, but it does seem like they... Whoa! Nope, not the Valentina, not the Lilia. They want to go in.
Dude, it's like, let's end this game as quickly as possible.
They want to go in.
Dude, I'm loving this. Okay, so Edward picks up the Yuzong. And again, this is what I want to see because he has to be the one to dictate the fight. He has to go in. But man, oh man, the burst, Kaja picks up anyone. You got the Gushin, you got the Brody. Okay, here's the thing. I love the draft. Works or not, I love the draft.
Yep, this is a throwback to about 2 or 3 months ago when MPL Philippines, MYID were in Season 10. Gushin was a hot pick. Gushin went through a career renaissance, was picked right out of ranked games into the pro scene, and here it looks like Echo are going for match point with it. Will they be able to do that? Blacklist have a solid lineup as well. Signature picks all across. What's this Yuzhong gonna do in the hands of Agent Zero? Is that enough of a instrument, of a tool to draw a line straight into the backline? Because what's the backline even for Echo? It's just Benny.
Dude, honestly, I kind of feel like it is enough because just make sure everyone is close enough together because you're just trying to distract. You're letting everyone else do the damage.
We'll see how fast Echo can go and how Blacklist answers back. This is Game 3. This is for the M4 World Championships.
This is the first Gushin pick at M4 too, right? Fun fact. Hey, right during the break, when it was the Analyst segment, me and Leo, we were talking about it. We were like, hey, Echo in Game 3, they got a 2-0 lead. What are they supposed to do? Don't experiment too much in the draft. But here they are, experimenting in the draft again. In the world, at the world stage. My dude, this is insane. It's Gushin's debut.
I fully trust Coach Treb and Coach TikTok and Echo, all right? They're putting on a show for us.
No, I mean, like, it's an experiment in our eyes.
Yes.
They probably trained this for quite a while because, again, looking at Blacklist, look at what happened game number 1. Look at what happened game number 2. They kind of just forget about Wise. They forget about Oh My Venus, and in a sense, they forget about Edward as well. As long as you get Oheb and Haji, it's all right. You probably don't even mind if Sanji dies if he can get both Haji as well as Oheb. So this is fine. And again, looking at Edward, I'm still looking at him to kind of carry because what he has to do is to start a fight, collect everyone together. That's it.
And they're going to be able to do that, but at the midway point, because again, you're also waiting for Oheb. You're waiting for this carry to hit a power spike because it's a tough way playing a carry into a Brody.
It's very tough. The laning here, the matchup is not good for carry at all, right? You're going to be zoned away from your mini waves constantly. You need your Lolita or your Roamer, your jungler to help out to break that freeze, and right now you're seeing that, right? Oheb is already getting zoned out of his own lane. The Brody has so much to say, and this is where Echo have been utilizing Benny QT's stellar M4 performance. They're always playing around the gold lane, but now it's a turtle.
Oh, and also the XP lane. Look at this. Sanford and Sanji pressuring Haji and Edward. Oh, turtle very low.
Wow, Carl, TZ steals it away from Blacklist International like it's nothing. Just walks up like a Chad and uses the retribution.
I just gotta say, because we didn't really see, because we're looking at the turtle, I want to talk about the micromanagement of the wave, because Sanji sacrificed his own wave, and look at his Yaoi engages.
Divine Judgment of the Petrify from Sanji. Now to the Mountain Blast. Going to be popped in here, but Yaoi's going to be able to get away from that one. Not for long as Wise is able to find the kill back. A roamer traded in for the mid laner. Still, Echo takes the trade.
La Philly, we're saying.
No, I'm just saying, because during that fight, Yaoi didn't even dare to go close to the turtle because he was already at level 3. Sanji, with the Gushin, went to the EXP lane, absorbed some of that minions, while Yaoi secured the entire minion wave in mid, allowed him to get level 4. And we just saw the engagement there, but I want to talk about how Carrie's having a difficult time. It's going to be more difficult now that Yaoi already has the Divine Judgment, so Oheb, he had the bad time before, it's going to get worse.
Oh, and that's why I think King Wise and Queen V are going ahead alongside Haji. So again, they're leaving Agent Zero here to make the best of this dead lane against Sanford's Lapu Lapu. Were about 30 seconds and a quarter away from a turtle. Once more, Echo got that handily. There's a lot of burst coming in from the Orcas, giving them a 300, 400 gold lead. And in terms of items, is that enough? Oh, there's the pull!
That's the Divine Judgment, and that's all the damage placed on. Benny not going to use the torn apart memory just yet. That was a flicker burned in by Venus, and that's a W that Echo want to take, those small dubs.
Yeah, and again, as we said, you're already setting up your own playstyle. Get the level 4 as quickly as possible. Sure, it was slightly delayed because they went for something in mid, but now you can see they're putting a lot of pressure onto Blacklist International. This is what they've been doing. They're making sure that Blacklist can't stay long in their own lanes. They can't stay long in front of the turrets because they're setting things up. Yaoi is still here. Even if he doesn't go in, just the mindset of I could get engaged is very terrifying.
Oh, Black Dragon form already. Break it out.
It's on to Carl TZ now. And as you can see, Carl TZ is going to be targeted down, but a lot of damage. That's going to be the Razor's Wrath to buy a little bit more time, but he will be slain. Sanji finding Venus. Haji going to be the target right now. Sanji jumps into the Petrify as well. That's a double kill for the Gushin at M4. Sanford knocked out by the Furious side. Yaoi going to be able to dodge away right there from the skill shot from Edward, but Edward's going to be targeted down now. Sanji looking for it, gets it, and it's a triple kill. Unofficial, but still a triple kill for the Gushin that's making its debut on the world stage in the grand finals.
And this propels Echo about 1,000 gold ahead, and it's just back to business. Carl Deasy making quick work of this turtle.
Honestly, in that team fight as well, Oh My Venus had a very good shot of using the Numinum Blast, but then gets cancelled by Yaoi, pulling him to the side, saying, no, my team can't handle itself. And Oh My Venus engages of Yaoi, and Yaoi escapes that. Using the flicker, but again, it's all right, because Echo, they're in control. Even in the team fight, they're micromanaging everyone's skills, everyone's ults, to make sure that they don't get punished, to making sure that the Orcas are always going to be the one getting those kills.
And because of that pressure in the bottom lane and the relative absence of Blacklist from those responses in the bottom after the turtle take, they got pushed on bottom. Oh, it's a fight up top.
Haji gonna be stunned up, has it for the airstrike. Sanji gonna be taken low, taken down, shut down by Haji. But Haji falls as well. Sanford!
Oh my God!
With the frame of fire! Justin flickers forward. He knows exactly what he was doing. He finds 2 on the board. Not even the observers can believe it.
It's going ham up top for the House of Highlights. And Sanford just as quickly rotates down bottom. Wise, they're not done with him. They're still going.
The torn apart memory slays Wise as they pick up the tier 1 in the gold lane. 3,000 gold lead.
Conversion through the roof for Echo here. They're taking trades, they're taking bodies, taking turrets. Now 30 seconds away from the turret. Where does Blacklist find an angle for a comeback?
Okay, now we're looking, Oh My Venus is gonna get punished.
Now you see him, now you don't. 2 members disappearing from out of nowhere. Oheb dealing damage on the Sanford, who's still going to be able to get away for a bit. Shutdown picked up, and Blacklist International strike back.
So what I saw just now, and I kind of think of the same thing, Blacklist, they got to stay inside the jungle of Echo because they need to apply pressure and they need vision. Now they don't have both because, again, we talked about it before the game even starts, how Echo is playing. They're pushing one lane, try to get 2 turrets, and then, before that, Oheb gets caught.
Here, Carl T is going to be able to find that. Oheb falling in the gold lane. Carltese backing off. Edward still wants to commit with a Petrify and the Furious Dive. Now Sanford on the back line, getting the stun down, but not going to be able to find it just yet. Haji with wings by wings and the flicker out. Benny going to be caught here, stunned up and taken down. Sanford jumping in again. Wise still soaking all the damage in. That's going to be Sanji though, who comes in out of nowhere. Coming in again onto Venus. Not going to be able to find it just yet. Wise still able to get out for a bit with the shield unity, and he gets to safety. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Blacklist.
All right, so there's a clapback. Blacklist, given that Echo had to split up their priorities. Turtle says Carltese, no, fight, they say, and they're still going.
Sanford again! Jumps in, finds Haji. Oheb trying to melt him down, but it's not going to be enough as he is actually able to dish the damage out. Oheb now going to be targeted down so low. He flickered out of there, but he's still going to be caught. Yaoi finds the Divine Judgment. No commitment just yet. Echo decide to pull back.
All right, touche. We pull a treaties for now.
Yep.
8 minutes in, 3K ahead Echo. What's the item game looking like?
The item game is just showing Sanford. He only has the Bloodless Axe as a damage item and the Dominance Eyes just for armor. But again, looking at that, Sanford really should have died. But because Dominance Eyes now lowers the attack speed of your opponent, so Oheb doesn't have maximum attack speed at that point, and he just out-heals Oheb.
Oh man, you can see the carry is just so behind. Corrosion Staff, Golden Staff, he needs that with a nature, but he also needs an Athena at this point, right? There's so much damage output that Echo can deal, and Blacklist are just not ready for that kind of dive.
Yep, it looks like Echo evolved their strategy from game 2, when it's not the amount of damage you have, it's where you put it, given the skill shots that Echo have to get in to be able to get these kills. Now 13-6. It just shows that they are playing off of momentum.
Oh, look at this. Oheb.
Gonna be stunned up, gonna be taken down by the total pop memory. Flicker out by Benny QT is Wise. He's looking to re-engage with Edward as well. That's a stun coming in. Benny still able to escape, and he breaks the entire team. The Petrify and the Furious Dive connecting on to Benny QT. And Xiaoyi jumps in. Benny's still alive! Carltese talks about it's a double kill for Sanji. Echo Philippines, the house of highlights.
And it's just Oh My Venus left. It's as free a lord as it gets for Echo. Barreling on forward, 5K ahead. LaFell, how does Blacklist come back?
Blacklist did everything right. That was not a mistake. Like, they managed to get Benny Cutie. Benny Cutie dashes away. He still got caught. And Blacklist, they still lost. Yaoi was able to pull Edward away. Like, again, it's not that Blacklist. They did the engage wrong. They did everything right. And it still wasn't enough. That's very discouraging.
This breaks the whole concept of the metagame that is box-centric, and it's all about geometry because Echo aren't playing with any clear lines here. They're playing from a point-to-point basis, right? Yaoi point and click, Sanji point and click, Benny point and click. Carltese is the only one really setting up where Echo can fight, and they always find the right places.
I honestly don't understand how Sanji keeps getting the hits as well, but right now Blacklist fights back.
Oh, they find a kill onto the jungler. Carltese gonna fall. Yaoi looking for a re-engage as the Lord marches down in the bottom lane. Sanji picking up the tier 2 in the mid lane. Blacklist International micromanaging the waves properly, getting it down. Still 7,000 gold lead for Echo. Wise opening up the map, gets the shield unity down, but will be caught on the Divine Judgment. Venus coming in, helping his jungler. Now is Benny QT is going to be able to get petrified down. That's going to be Sanji who finds the unstoppable in the back lines with Sanford as well. The San duo on the back line. Wise going to be targeted down. Sanji not able to connect just yet. You held your breath there. Edward now running away. Yaoi still dishing the damage out. Sanford comes in again, and Benny with the follow-up to finish him off.
That sword spike was about an inch away from Wise. If Sanji had it hit, would have been over for King Wise. But that doesn't change the fact that this Lord, Luminous Lord, coming up in about a minute and change, should be lethal. Oh my Venus drops, the Luminous Blast is still going!
That's going to be a Feather Airstrike onto Yaoi, still going to be able to get out. Athena's shield popped in with Immortality as well. His Torn Apart Memory will be thrown out. Sanford falling to the hands of Oheb as he is able to find that kill, but it's just a 1-for-1. Echo decides to back off. Base turret still up, except that top side.
So in the defense, Blacklist had their priorities split up, take down members of Echo, clear the waves. Something's got to give. That's that inhibitor up top. That's permanent damage.
Yeah, right now, Echo, they've already set up their checkmate because the Lord is going to come out. That is going to be something that Blacklist have to contest. Now the question is, can they even contest it?
And LaFell, to add to that, it's in the long lane. It's in the opposite lane that Lord is in. It's very clear. It's inevitable that Penny's going to try to do the same thing.
I mean, we talked about this. This is how they play. They set up the map to their own favor to make sure they have multiple ways to actually win the game. They can win through a team fight. They can win through getting Oheb, through getting Haji, or just going straight, beeline to the king, dropping down the base itself. So this is beautiful coming in from Echo. It's more or less the same thing, but executed in a different way.
They're playing with inevitability. Echo have played to a brilliant situation right now. They're 7K ahead. They're making easy work of this Lord, and Wise checking in. V pulls the conceal.
They've committed a lot of resources here. That's the on Blast, not finding anyone. Yaoi looking for the Divine Judgment, able to find Wise as they try to burst down the Lord. Lord to be secured right now. Is asking for the winners fronted by Sanji to buy a little bit more time again. Benny! Wise got it! With the flicker again to find a torn apart memory. Yaoi's looking for more. That's the Petrify and the Furious Dive used up. Sanford jumping in with Bravest Fighter. Oh my god! Sanford! Benny! Sandy called TV Yaoi! They keep styling on Blacklist!
That's 4 for 1. Lord as well going over to Echo. They're going to push bottom lane, and they are going to threaten the game end. They catch Oheb!
Again, under the base. Oheb very low. It's match point for Echo!
The world champions have never been pushed to the limit, not like this. Echo Express are pummeling on through. They are at match point.
Here's the thing, man.
What are we watching?
We're watching history. Defending champions. Will they be able to defend? Because again, it's not like reverse sweep doesn't happen. It does happen. Even though Echo, it looks like they're very oppressive, it's not game over. Because again, we've seen time and time again. In fact, M1, reverse sweep happened. It can still happen here, but I gotta say, as an analyst, I'm watching the game 1, game 2, game 3. They're more or less the same. Go to one lane, grab 2 turrets, set up the checkmate. In all 3 games, Echo is able to set up the checkmate.
Just honestly, what was that? Every member, I know we said this, we've been saying this, but seeing it in the grand finals where all 5 members are in form, where all 5 members know exactly what to do at every given minute, it is a sight to behold. Echo already putting their foot down here. Match point against the defending M3 champions.
It's team fight excellence. They know how to re-engage. They know how to find the right targets. And say what you will about experimentation and how it may have resulted for them in the knockout stage. But now, with a debuting Gushan, Echo puts Blacklist International at match point. They threaten taking home the M4 trophy. And I am here for it.
Dude, Sanford, Lapu-Lapu, Benikiri with this Brody, it's, they've been saving it.
Every play was a TikTok play.
And with that, we'd like to remind everybody of the TikTok Live Carnival. Cheer up for M4 and watch the matches on TikTok. Participate in Cheer Up for M4 activities by watching M4 matches on TikTok and using M4 exclusive customized gifts to cheer up for the teams. There will be a chance to be on TV too and win abundant gifts. Take a sneak peek at M4 events and be the first to receive info all about these rewards that you can get. The M4 Pass will be available on the 20th of December with exclusive awards such as the Beatrix Light Chaser skin, the Beatrix Stellar Brilliant skin, and the M4 Beatrix figurine. Emotes, sacred statues, spawn effects, recall effects, and avatar borders and trail effects await you. You can get all the special skin as well, the War Lion, for free by completing tasks too. Starting the 24th of December, the M4 support chest will be available in-game. Open it to get loads of M4 Pass EXP and stand a chance to receive a mysterious gift. On the day of the M4 Grand Finals, that's the day, the 15th of January, expect to get an avatar border for free. In the M4 Battle Night event, that's on the 21st, unlock a skin chest by completing tasks and pick a skin of your choice within the chest. Use the hashtags Mobile Legends Bang Bang, hashtag MLBBM4, and hashtag Dare to Be Great when talking about it on social media. Speaking of which, SocMed should be going wild right now.
Oh, yeah.
Echo at 3-0. Echo at 3-0.
Yo, you know what? The chat, everyone watching, let's talk about Sanford, Sanji, and Benikudi. That was amazing.
Make them trend. Folks, we'd love to talk forever about it, but we need to throw it over to our analysts to break it down further.
Thank you, casters. Breaking news. A revolution is about to begin. A new generation of Filipino mobile legends is here today, and we're here to break it down for you step by step. My name's Getting Cute. This is going to be Assassin Dave with Wolf here on the stand. Gushin boys, the hot topic of this match. Walk me through this.
Sanji Gaming. And also Sanford Gaming, but Sanji Gaming, right? That was San Gaming. I mean, like, what else can you describe it?
Oh man, it's very difficult to really not talk about both Sanji and Sanford. The fact that they are the youngest players, at least in this grand final, and they're really looking like they're the boss. Sanford was amazing, and the casters were really talking so much about it. We were talking about it during when we were watching the game. Sanford was on point, on the mark, and even Sanji with his Gushin play, he outstyled Blacklist International in game number 3.
The young fingers. That's all I can say. Way too good.
Way too good.
Really way too good overall. I mean, I have to give it to Sanford here. I really hope he gets an MVP, or even Sanji. Both of them absolutely deserve it. But what Blacklist could have done in this particular situation?
Oh, they really wanted to go for the burst down with all of their magic damage, right? Even when you think about the Baxia, you want to make sure that Echo will not be able to sustain. However, they kind of lost the integrity of their Lord fight. Whereas for Echo, you can see with Carl TZ the Fredrin, the ultimate, use it together with the Retribution. Turtle 1 belongs to Echo. Eventually, they itemize properly with double Athena shield on both Carl TZ and Yaoi, making it so that Blacklist International had severe lack of damage.
I mean, severe lack of damage is an understatement overall. I feel like the preparation coming in from Echo is beyond. They know every move coming out from Blacklist. They knew that Haji was going to come in late. They knew how they wanted to move across the map. They're pathing of all things.
And also, take a look at the damage dealt, right? 214,000 compared to 160k. The whole game, you can see Echo was just more open to do damage, right? We're in the backstage talking about, okay, what can be the mid lane pick? Maybe it's Valentina was still open. You got so many great ult you can copy, right? The Farsa ult, Lolita ult. There's so many good ult. But they decided to go with the burst. They have the Kaja played by Yaoi. And Echo's playing really decisive and aggressive today, right? That's shown from the damage. That's shown from the damage participation from Sanji, 74% kill participation. Whoo, Yaoi and an entire Echo, they're just popping out today. I mean, like, this is match point now.
Yeah.
For Blacklist. For Echo, Blacklist, you really have to step it up.
You know, I think that Echo really prepared for this because when they went up against RRQ yesterday during the finals, the lower bracket finals, they went for the macro economics. Right? They took the map. This time, we're so aggressive. The Echo connection was really strong today.
More like the Echo location coming off of the Orcapod. Sanford, our MVP of this game. I don't think anybody has any doubts overall. And honestly, with the performance coming in from Sanford alone throughout this series so far, I am getting M1 vibes when Luminaire was nominated to be the MVP.
Yeah, Gideon was yelling, like even when we were backstage, just like standing, jumping out of the seats, looking at the play from Sanford. This guy is mechanic god, and on top of the fact, he also a macro god, right? He was rotating from bottom lane to top lane without losing the bottom tier 1 tower, finding the flank, finding double kill onto the backline Blacklist. Oh my goodness, what a player. Let's take a look of the heat map from 5 to 10 minutes of this player.
Oh, I can really fairly remember what he did into the top lane, but he was literally over the map, right? At least on the side of Echo, they dominated. Now, I want to say, you did say M1 vibes, right? For me, it was M2 vibes. Remember when Ruby DD made that iconic play where everybody will remember that? Ruby DD asked the Ruby DD play.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see the Sanford play. Utilize the Bravest Fighter to the flicker with a very off angle onto the top lane under the turret, catching 2 members of Blacklist International. He did the Sanford, bro.
Dude, he's literally got a font after him at this point. Nobody knows what the font is exactly, but he knows he made a name staple of the word. Well done to Sanford. Overall, an absolute monster. And just the spatial awareness and the foreshadowing that he could perceive in these games. What a boss.
Yes, who else but Sanford to pull off a Sanford play here? Let's take a look at the first turtle. You can see Sanji and Sanford onto the back line. The Goosh, the Sen combo, right?
That's
and
it.
this is where Lapu with the bravest fighter into the flicker onto the back line
Let him
here.
go.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh! So beautifully done. He knew the angle. He first saw it. This man looks into the future.
Look in the future and look at Sanji at the same time assassinating the backline along with the help of Sanford. Even though he eventually fall right here, but at what cost? Every time for Blacklist, this is a heavy toll if you try to target Sanford. And over here, I don't think even Lapu died. The amount of like determination Echo has on diving, on doing the damage, not being afraid, not holding back is insane in this game.
This was the Echo Trojan horse play where they
Yeah.
did try to take out one of the members of Blacklist and then they baited him out. Eventually just running down the members of Blacklist International again into the front lines. You can see Sanford, but my oh my, Bandit Cutie. Oh my goodness, everybody's just doing well actually on the side of Echo.
Oh, so brutal, so beautiful. The highest class of Mobile Legends we have ever seen. I cannot believe we get to witness this. We are just mere mortals watching gods battle it out here in Jakarta.
Isn't every M series is making a brand new star, right? And this M series seems like Sanford is in the making right now, right? Of that, where every single strike he's taken, every single move he's building is a strike towards that FMVP.
It truly is. But match point for Echo right now. For us here at the stand, we're going to be signing off. Casters, take it away.
Away we shall take it. Welcome back. We're setting up for game 4. Echo have pushed the defending champions into match point. At your service, as always, my name is Leo, joined here by Mirko and Lafell. And it's fair to say that we can't stop singing the praises for Echo.
Oh, yeah.
But now we have to consider, what exactly does Blacklist International have to do to bounce back?
Before I even say that, I just want to protect my good friend, Assassin Dave. When he said the F MVP, he meant the finals MVP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Context is important, ladies and gentlemen.
Context.
Context.
All right, back to the topic, right? Blacklist, how do they come back from this? They got to start from the drafts, right? Because the drafts here, I believe, have been good. They have been responding. But with the Farsa in the first phase, I understand why it's Prio, but you got to understand that the Lapu of Sanford, or even just the Yuzong, the Benedetta, anything that can dive into the back line that Sanford still has to play with, you need to respect that, right? And I think right now, with the Diggy and the Estes banned out, they need to respect that more than ever.
Forgive me for saying, but I kind of feel like it's not about the draft anymore. Because I think just the bands itself is already pretty great. But
Exactly.
the thing is, looking at how Echo has been playing, it's not that they've been playing the exact same heroes over and over again. They change, but the way they execute it is roughly the same. Because even in game number 3, like I said, Yaoi getting level 4, and then where do they pressure? Oheb. Oheb, Haji. Oheb, Haji. Don't let these two play. And then you win the game because you don't have to change too much of how you approach the game. You just adapt to it. It's like, okay, whatever you guys pick, we'll still be able to do what we did in game number 1, 2, and 3.
And if you're looking at game 3, you're talking about impact heroes and players. You're seeing Sanford clearly, right?
Wow.
Our MVP for game 3. But for Blacklist, it was wise. He was trying to do too much. He was trying to help set up ganks. He was looking at objectives, vision for his team, peeling, and again, where do you place yourself when you're getting pressured by one such Sanford? And even Sanju debuted the Gusha. That's a lot of burst.
I don't know how to answer that question, right?
There is no answer.
There is no answer.
It's
You're right.
rhetoric.
It's so tough, man. I believe, again, we mentioned it in game, the execution, how they were playing. They did the best they could. It was literally the best case scenario for them in terms of how they were rotating, how they were looking for fights, how they were prioritizing targets too. They went into Benny, who was overextending, who was overcommitting, but they weren't able to find it.
If I'm allowed to say so, this might sound like heresy, but the way Echo is playing now, so far in these 3 games, again, you mentioned it's not like they're trying out too crazy things or introducing too many elements into their draft. It's like they're the new Blacklist. They just need to change a few things and then approach it the same way. But instead of the whole calculated and slow-paced and very deliberate way of taking games, dominating, the difference is Echo is explosive.
In my personal opinion or my personal view, is just that make the game simple. Trust your players' mechanics because that's what's been going on. Getting 2 turrets, Who do you catch? Oheb and Haji. Don't think about anyone else. Trust your instincts. Trust your mechanics, because being on the world stage, you have so many things to think about. You're thinking about the hundreds of thousands of people watching you play. The crowd here roaring. The players are hearing it all. We casters are talking about their game. You have to be able to shut everything quietly, simplify it, and then just play your game.
And we'll see if that will be enough for Blacklist International to dent Echo's record, because so far, Echo have been flawless. They have executed everything perfectly, including the draft. We're about to go into game number 4. Major decisions are about to be made here. It's Blacklist on the play. Echo answering back. There goes the Cho. There goes the Kaja. Echo bans out the 1-1 and the Estes.
Man, last game, game number 3, in the draft, Blacklist International were able to secure second pick. That was the most, well, that side is the most success they found in
Over
M4. 72% win rate on the red side as the second pick. Echo just shattered that, and now they're taking back the second pick away from Blacklist International. Were forced, again, to their first pick. It's not a bad win rate for them. It's still like 60%. But Echo, this is where they shine in the first pick, and in the second pick here, we're gonna see Blacklist securing the Eve. Echo, what do they respond with? They respond with Glue and Fredrin. Deja vu.
Yeah, right now, whatever Blacklist brings out, this has to be their absolute best draft, because right now Echo is feeling pretty good, but for Blacklist, this is a best of 1. And Echo continues the trend, not allowing the Queen to use the Estes. They managed to get the Diggy, but if you see a Diggy, what do you have to do? You have to kill the Diggy over and over and over and over again. So now, I kind of feel like Echo, they completely expected this. So even though right now Blacklist, it seems like they're getting their heroes, I have this feeling in the back of my head, Echo is actually drafting for Blacklist.
Yeah, I agree with you. Given how fast they're responding, given how in a split second, Fredrin, Glue. But this time around, it seems like they're more deliberate. They have to consider. But just as quickly, all right, here's the Hilda. Last time we saw the Hilda played by Echo wasn't so good. What might make the difference here, Mirko?
Well, I think what makes the difference here, or what can make the difference here, is Echo banning out the gold laners, right? They've already gotten the 1-1 and the carry out. This is their opportunity. They have the first pick in the second phase. This is the time to ban out the gold lane, but instead they are still going, respecting Edward. So I think right now, they're thinking, hey, we've gotten rid of the 1-1 and the carry. These two pose the most threat towards our composition. Might as well set up for Benny, right? Give him more room to play by banning out the backline threat. People who can dive, like the Lapu, maybe even the Yuzong next.
Yeah, looking at Lapu getting banned, this does show that Echo, perhaps they want to go for the Brody again because not a lot of mobility, so perhaps could be punished by, like you said, like a Lalapu, like a Yuzong. And the fact that they're picking up the Hilda, the only thing that I can think about, because usually you pick the Hilda to fight against assassins, but you can also fight against a lane going up with the Diggy, because sure, usually people take supports, healing supports, kind of like a Rafaela just to top yourself off, but you're still giving free stats over to Diggy. With a Hilda, you could dive early, so you're kind of like countering the Diggy by just putting a lot of pressure. If you want to throw bombs, I'm going to drop my hammer, my axe onto you.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a bird liking an axe to the head.
I've never seen anyone.
Yeah, most living things don't like axes to their head. Real quick, still doesn't have a hero here for himself in the draft. Let's talk about Benny Cutie. For me, the thing I changed the most is my mindset. It was like I was holding back. Maybe because I'm scared other people will blame me. But this M series, it's like I'm all out no matter what happens. That's it. So that's what is just powering Benny Cutie here in the M series at the grand final stage. Is he doesn't care about what the others think anymore. It's just for him and for his team.
As a veteran, he's got nothing to lose now, right? He is in the biggest stage. And they pick up the Lunox. And this is such a brilliant Lunox pick because it's a flex pick.
Yeah, it's still flexible.
They've saved the mid lane and the gold lane is the last pick, and now you really see it, right? The Barats was picked up, the Lunox was left open, they went for the Harith, and this flex pick is going to cause havoc for Blacklist International.
I'm going to call it out. Echo, the moment they win the jungle fight, I'm going to say it's over. because they can establish jungle control with the Frederick, with the Glue, with the Hilda.
Yeah.
And then the damage is there. They already have the Lunox. With this kind of draft, you can spiral out of control. You can build a hurricane, and it's a hurricane that's very difficult to stop.
Yep, this is very similar to what they did already in this series alone. So the answer from Blacklist International seems to be the Beatrix and the Benedetta. Some classic picks from Blacklist International here.
The choice is
And I was wondering, how are they going to solve the range difficulty and difference between the Eve and whatever mid laner is going to be here for Echo? And here's how they do it with Sanji's Savior.
It's not enough that you have very tanky front lines. Now you got a Mystic Field to think about.
Exactly.
Blacklist, they want to clump up together. They're going to get punished if they do. And like I said, this just further solidifies. If you're going to fight around in the jungle is very tight spaces. There's not many places that you can maneuver around the Mystic Field. All they got to do right now for Echo, crush two, just take 2 turrets in any lane and then establish jungle control. This is a very scary draft.
The Xavier is one of the heroes that forces the time journey out the best.
Yeah.
The Mystic Fields, getting 2 or 3 or even just 1 prio member will force that time journey to come out, and the damage as well from the Hilda early on. That's what they want to do.
It's low cost efficiency at the bane of your opponent's lineup. Will Blacklist bounce back? Because this is the last chance. Echo are forcing them into match point. Game number 4 in this best of 7 for the World Championship.
Right now, Echo, they're super dominant. Who would have thought that the grand finals of M4 will be looking like this? Echo and Blacklist International. I'm looking at Yawi. I'm looking at this Hilda. It looks like Yawi will just chase absolutely anyone. He wants to pressure Haji. And again, remember the game plan. Don't diverge too far. Haji, Oheb, don't let them be free. That's all you got to do.
And guess what? Winning lane for Sanford too. Edward gonna have a tough time in the mid lane. Haji should be able to win this out in a 1v1, but it's never the case with the Hilda roaming across the map. The Mystic Field is doing work already.
Yep, and it's not like there's much of a punish from Blacklist, not quite yet. So we're waiting for them to hit that power spike, put items on Oheb, maybe have Edward win 1v1 or at least a pickoff before the last turtle spawns. And it's that weird timing that Blacklist have to play around as Echo makes their presence known up top before making for turtle 30 seconds from now.
Looking at the situation again, Yawi not diverging, just go to the mid, go to the goal lane, just try to create space. Right now, Yawi is getting caught. Can Blacklist even execute a kill? I don't think so. No one can catch him, and they don't have the damage.
No kill pressure, not enough, right? Early on. Oheb is kind of a safe lane on the Beatrix. Venus can have some sort of pick potential with a reverse time, but then the case is you're trying to catch Hilda with sprint. I don't think you're going to be able to do that early on.
That is a practice in futility, if I've ever seen one. Now Yawi pushing away Oheb. And the thing is, this was a 3v2 situation about a minute ago. And what this allows is for Echo to have a priority with the turtle. They're already pushing for it. Carl Teasy and Sanford.
And that range advantage is already doing work right now. Carl Teasy on the Lord. Edward trying to steal it, but with no retribution. Carl Teasy is just going to be able to poke Edward down, securing the first objective of the game with no trades on the board. And look at Sanford already oppressing. Oh no, this is a disaster for Blacklist International's. Wise is going to be able to pop the death of his welcome, but now it's Sanford who's on the split. It's the first blood over to Echo. Haji looking for some compensation, but that's going to be Yawi who tries to help him out. The split's there for Sanford. He gets out. Venus trying to find that kill off. Reverse time, bringing it back, but Sanford's still alive. Has the slam, and the fast pass, and Haji gets picked off. Sanford is still alive, and Yawi is beating Oheb with a dotting line as well. Oheb forced the flicker out. The time journey comes in. 1,000 gold lead in 3 minutes, Yawi. Oh my goodness.
Close call.
Yeah, right now, again, look at the checkmate being set up. Echo, who are they pressuring? Haji, as well as Oheb, and now, just for addition, Wise as well. They're pushing around mid. They're pushing around the gold lane, and now it looks like they could have a possibility of controlling the jungle. We predicted it, and now Echo, they're slowly but surely making it happen.
LaFell, up top. Benny Cutie has chipped away at almost a whole shield. 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in, and they're about 2K ahead.
What do you have to say, LaFell? You know, that's a mage. You're thinking of probably like, hey, that's what Bruno does to a turret. That's what Brody does to a turret. Hey, Lunox is here too.
Ooh.
It's a good snipe by Oheb, getting a trade back. Wise now looking for it, but that's the Lunox right there. The brilliance is always ready to get you out of these tough situations.
Oh, look at Carl Tizzy, the angle. Spots out V, forces out a time's journey. Oh!
That's it. That's a time journey baited out. Wise with death is welcome. Onto Carl Tizzy, but the damage will not be enough just yet. Carl Tizzy can low, has the Appraiser's Wrath, gets back to fully speed, dawning line, almost sniping Venus. But guess who's here? Sanford's looking for the dive. Now, not going to be able to find it just yet. Pops the split. Edward trying to poke him down as Echo will disengage.
4 minutes in, Echo's already cornered Black, forced them with an early Ube just to protect Oheb.
Yeah, and again, look at what they're doing. They're sacrificing the EXP lane, going all the way to the goal lane, trying to win that lane. And now, because they're forced to be in the long lane.
Oheb. Oh my goodness, Oheb's gonna be killed! Solo, no, has help from Benny a bit. Venus finds a trade, but it's a gold laner for a roamer.
Dude, right now, Echo, they're really setting it up. There's no way for Blacklist to hide. Echo is not just forcing Blacklist to back away. They're forcing them to be in a position of getting attacked from all sides of the map.
5 minutes in, they're 1,000 gold ahead of the LaFell threshold. Is this the point wherein you say it's going to be difficult to come back? Because the early game clearly went over to Echo.
They got one turret. What they got to do, grab another one, and Benny Cutie even secures the gold crab. But after this, you got to control the jungle. After you do that, it's going to be crazy, because even looking at Haji right now, already completing the Clock of Destiny, he could have completed Enchanted Talisman first, but he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go for damage.
The uncharacteristic miss, too, from Oheb signals something that's even worse than just losing. Getting tilted in the game, in the final game. That can be the final game, right? How is their mental looking?
I'm hoping that that's not the case. Again, world champions are not built without pressure, without turmoil, without struggle, and this is a struggle of all struggles. How do you come back from a 6-minute game, 3K behind? Haji trying to space out so that Wise can come back. Oh, Dennis, welcome.
But the Mystic Field now, Sanji with the Dawning Light as well. Now popping, that's the mobility. Carl Tizzy jumps in, and the killing spree picked up by Sanji. Now in the top lane, Edward finding a trade onto the objective now as he goes in onto the mini waves. Benny is still there. Edward now going to be able to dash away. Benny flickering forward, eye for an eye by Edward, getting out to safety as he finds a trade finally for Blacklist.
Agent Zero gets away with his life. Close call from Sanji.
Yeah, right now Sanji, 3-0 and 0. It's just going to get stronger, and now Oheb getting pressured.
Again, Sanford flickering forward. Oheb forced to flicker out with the time journey as well.
Oh!
Sanford still going through with under the tier 2, under the base turret. They find the kill onto Venus. Yaoi gets traded back. Sanford as well. No, there's one split. There you go. You can't get out of that one. There's no way.
So Blacklist found a little bit of redemption on the map. 2 kills. They're going to protect their mid lane here, but they concede the last hurdle over to Echo, still maintaining a 3K gold lead.
Right now, Blacklist, they're finding ways. They're finding opportunities. Right now, my Venus gets attacked, and he almost got chunked down.
Oh!
Anyway.
There you go. That's the Dawning Light connecting. Edward going to be taken low as Yaoi jumps in again. Onto Edward right now. As he's looking for the damage, he finds it with the power of wildness. Oheb with the Nibiru's passion to clear out the waves. It feels like Blacklist are trying their best to find a trade, but it's always going to Echo's favor.
Allow me to hypothesize. LaFell, what's going to happen if Blacklist fights Echo here, mano-a-mano every single time? If they try to trade, what happens? Will that eventually lead to a comeback, or will that be punished by Echo? Because again, 3K, that's about a main item for a core.
Not yet, because Edward is the one dealing the most amount of damage. Oheb, not just yet, because Carl Tizzy will always be in front. You can't shred that, because right now he only has the Blade of Despair. It's not enough. They can fight if they want, but the damage, they have to understand, is on Edward, not on Oheb.
Just look at it again, right? I mean, when Sanford can do that, dive into the base turret, sure, he was taken down, but the fact that he still was able to find a trade, it shows how dominant this game has been for Echo. if Blacklist want to come back, they're going to have to wait for those power spikes to hit. And even then, in the late stage, remember, Echo has a Lunox. They have a Xavier.
And it's a delicate dance that Echo have to go with here. Much like a Lord dance that goes for a minute and a half, Echo have to temper between aggression and discipline. They force out a flicker against Sanford down bottom. They push a main artery in mid. Blacklist here employing an Ube. They're letting Agent Zero force out something from Echo.
For me, it's not doom and gloom for Blacklist because now they're moving around the map. They're making sure they're not getting caught. They're making sure that they don't do mistakes because they will eventually have enough damage. We've seen time and time again, this Beatrix will shred everyone down. Right now, Edward, he's trying to slow down the Lord, but I feel like they should let this go. It's just a Luminous. It's not that big of a deal.
But if they let this go, what can they fight for, right? They're going for trades right now. You can already see it, but Sanji's going to be able to clear out the mid lane. They traded for a tier 1 down below. For the first Lord of the game, though, I think Echo are more than happy.
As a byproduct, the waves are going to be much stronger, right? Empowered minions. Lord's going to march on through top. Lord is set to spawn in the upper half of the map. And this does open up something for Agent Zero and Oheb to push down bottom. But Echo still 4K ahead. And now they're also going to push up top. Oh no, I see what's happening here. They're setting up again for the potential split.
Oh man. Again, there's so many things to worry about if you're Blacklist International, right? Not only just the 5 members, but how they're playing. Not just going for team fights, not just for picks, not just for sieges, but also for backdoors, for split pushes. Oheb with one dawning light gets chunked to half HP. With Lord marching down on the top side, it is going to be acting as a distraction as Sanji's going to be taken to a quarter of his HP.
Ooh.
Lord taken down as Blacklist International are able to micromanage the waves for now. Mid lane to be pushing in. Benny with the chaos. Oh my goodness, that damage on the Venus is insane. Sanford zoning the other members away, but so far it's an amazing defense by Blacklist International.
They force Agent Zero to come back home. He can't force the issue down bottom in the inhibitor. Lothel, what's the answer here? Lord coming in about 2 minutes.
Again, you just gotta wait it out because right now what Blacklist did, they got a lot from the Lord coming in from Echo actually because they see, all right, you're going for this objective. They managed to get 2 turrets down in bottom. That's a lot of gold steal, but Oheb here with like below 50% HP. This is pretty bad. They gotta wait for Echo to overextend and hopefully they can fight back.
That's a small dinosaur.
Hey, my name is Haji. My name is Oheb. Don't you want me? Let Edward have the space to try and potentially push, get some gold, get the items, and then try to win the team fight.
And this brute force breastplate in Edward's arsenal is gonna be super key. He's gonna be super important in maybe quelling 2 or 3 members of Echo, if Echo do send 2 or 3 members. I think Echo is just playing their game here, 6K ahead, making a jockey for this Luminous Lord. If they do take this Lord for free, which is likely, oh Lord, that's very quick, they're definitely gonna get at least 1 inhibitor.
That was like what, as fast as securing a buff? That was
even faster, honestly.
Faster than securing a buff. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Blacklist International. Oh, Edward gets spotted out. That cancels the recall. Edward running for the hills right now. Pops in the final blow. Gonna be able to dash for a bit longer. Sanford looking for the chase. Not able to find it. Agent Zero survives. But still, it's Echo who utilizes that to set up in the bottom lane.
Looking at this, again, like, I'm still pulling out hope because Blacklist can do a lot. But as we said before the game, Echo, they're scaling. It's not like they're gonna, you know, drop in terms of damage. They're just getting stronger and stronger. And now Wise getting pressured.
The Mystic Field locking him down. As Wise tries to get out, but Sanford flickers forward, baiting out a time journey. The mid lane base server is gonna fall right now as that's gonna be the siege coming in. Sanji flickering out. Edward did not use the final blow. That was a prediction by Sanji that did not work out, but it's still Echo who are marching, who are knocking on the base of Blacklist International. Bottom side, reverse time, brings Sanford back with split, gets him out of there right now. Edward still not popping a final blow just yet. Charging up his dashes. And still it's Echo who are playing it so well, disciplined.
Top lane inhibitor at half health. Waves crashing in through bottom. They're waiting for a wave in the mid. Echo here might get punished. Look at Yaoi.
That's the immortality popped in. Edward trying to split this side, but Yaoi gets out of the detonus. Welcome. Edward trying to find an opening, but will be caught in the Mystic Field. Immobilized and poked down. Echo now onto the purple buff. 2-level lead for Carl Teasy against Wise. He takes it away and he walks out.
Carl Teasy just ate a face full of Nibiru's passion and walks away from it. Does OM need any more items? I'm wondering if there's enough in the next 2 or 3 minutes, because this Lord coming in, it's just Luminous, all right? Just a Luminous Lord. A minute from now.
Looking at the items right now, Blade of Despair, Malefic Roar, as well as the Hunter Strike. In my personal opinion, this is enough. But now, how do you dish out the damage? Because you have enough damage necessary to take down Echo. Because looking at the lineup, the only one that you're going to have problems with is Sanford as well as Carl Teasy, because they do have the Blade Armor, and the Blade Armor does hurt going up against a Beatrix. So Beatrix is going to have a little bit of problem there, but the main problem is staying inside the fight. I kind of feel like at this point, maybe OHEB has to wait for every single item, including the Haas Claw, to stay alive, because the problem is not about dishing out the damage, it's about staying alive.
And how do you stay alive against a lineup that finds angles and forces you to respond like this, even without committing? And that's what 8K gold buys you ahead of your opponent. Now, 15 minutes in, about 5 seconds away from this Lord. It's interesting to see that Blacklist, it seems like they're jockeying for position. Should they contest this?
This one, I kind of feel like they got to go for a 4-1, but now Wise eating someone.
Again, OHEB's gonna be chunked low from across the map.
Ooh.
The snipe not connecting. Yaoi dodging away with the sprint. That's Edward jumping to the back line, but it's not enough damage to take Sanji down. He doesn't even pop the flicker. The Petrify was used already. A lot of resources spent. Sanford now jumping in. Dawning Light taking Venus to have a half HP. Wise looking for the opening. Edward gonna be caught in the Mystic Field once again as he jumps out with an eye for an eye. Venus taken low by Benny and Sanford, who's now on Wise. Bringing him back, immobilizing him. Sanford jumps in again! He finds it! Venus forced to run away. Haji standing his ground, but Carl Teasy jumps in. The flicker out to safety as Wise is being caught by the Mystic Field. Echo looking to march down. Benny with damage. Appraiser's Brad connecting as well. Yaoi finding the kill onto Wise. Yaoi getting out. Sanford immobilizing him. 5 members strong, 2 members down from Blacklist.
Just 3 defenders for Blacks International. They still have Haji. Sanji pushing in. Look at Edward. Force got a winner truncheon.
The mortality bot as well. Edward gonna be stunned up, immobilized, everything. He's not moving. Edward will fall. He buys the mortality in time, but he's gonna fall again to the damage coming through. The time journey saves him, but the Appraiser's Wrath kicks the Queen down. Haji locked out with a Mystic Field. The Dawning Light outranging the real world inflation. Sanford finds a double. Echo, they haven't just broken the code. They have shattered it. 4-0 for the Orcas.
The age of the Orcas is now. Echo are your M4 World Champions.
Winning the game, getting the checkmates, setting everything up. Right now, Echo from the Philippines is your official M4 World Champions.
These young men have worked their lives, committed, sacrificed so much, and now at the top of their game on the world stage, they dare to be great, and now they can say they are.
What a performance once again. Stunning, masterful, class. All the good words that you can use cannot describe how dominantly they were able to take down not just any team, the defending world champions, the Filipino MPL champions.
And to date, we still don't have a back-to-back champion. History will still continue having different champions every single year. Echo dominating M4.
The new era from the Philippines led by the best in the world, Carl Teasy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor to be at your service again and again and again. May we make history or break records. LaFell, any last words?
The only words that I can say right now, this 5 men, including their coaches, are the best in the world.
Mirko?
Best in the world.
Echo from the Philippines once more your world champions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from them on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, your M4 World Champion. Congratulations to Echo!
Wow! Echo Philippines, they are really loud and they're really proud.
Now to award the champion, let's call the presenters of each award. To present the ring, we have Mr. Michael Yaya, UBS Gold Creative Director. To present the medal, we have Mr. Lucas Mao, Managing Director of Moonton Esports, and Mr. Bapak Frankie, Secretary General of Esports Federation of Indonesia.
We would like to invite our VVIP to come to join us on the stage.
Echo has done it. They are the world champion. They are the new kings of all the regions, the greatest of them all, the super team from the Philippines.
Look how proud they are and how happy they are right now. They will be receiving lots of gifts, lots of fortune from this M4 World Championship.
Echo, you may now receive your medals and your rings.
Oh, the first one is the ring from UBS Gold.
Benny Cutie!
And also the medal,
Sanford! Cartesi! JP! Sanji! Yowie! Two-time champion Carl Teasy! Coach Trevor! And Coach Tic Tac! We also have Miss Sophie Guo, Moonton Regional Esports Head, to present the Finals MVP Awards with Mr. Michael Yaya.
and of course, on this final, this grand final, 10 of the best player, but we have 5 players who play really well with 4-0 scores. And only one stands on top of them.
Champions will also get a Champions Tour by the Ministry of Tourism. And of course, our champions will get to choose the skin of their choice.
Yes, after they fought really well on this grand final, everyone is really doing the best. But once again, only one stands on top of them all. We got the final MVP of M4.
friends in the media will take a photo with our champion.
This is the moment for Eco Esports, Eco Philippines, Eco Philippines.
A big hand for our champion. They dare to be great. They have shown the greatness. Echo!
The representative from Philippines.
And now, it is time to award the finals MVP.
Who can get the title of the final MVP?
The finals MVP goes to Benny Cutie! Hurricane Benny has come to the world stage and have taken us by storm. He has proven that he is legendary. Benny Cutie's first trophy, and he has won the biggest prize of them all, the World Championship and the Finals MVP Award. Our friends from the media will now take the photo with our Finals MVP. And now, Echo, this is your moment.
They want it now. They want to touch it. They want to live it up, Mara.
At the count of 3, take what is yours. 1, 2, 3. Your M4 World Champions. Echo! Congratulations!
Eco Philippines!
The strongest of all the regions. The strongest team of all.
They're loud, they're proud. Eco Philippines.
Everybody, when I say echo loud, you say echo proud. Echo loud.
Eco proud.
Echo loud.
Eco proud.
One more time, echo loud.
Eco proud.
We'd like to hear from our champion. First, Benny Cutie, ikaw ang naging finals MVP. You're the finals MVP, the greatest player of all. How do you feel right now?
Nararamdaman ko po sobrang saya. Tapos, hindi ko po mapaliwanag eh. Gusto ko pong umiyak na ayaw lumabas. Kaya, ewan ko po, sobrang overwhelming lang siguro sa akin lahat ng pumapasok sa utak ko, sa puso ko. Yun, hindi ko na alam sasabihin.
He is so overwhelmed. He is so happy. He feels like crying, but he can't express his emotions right now. He is speechless. Carl Teasy, the only player who has done this 2-time world champion.
Wow! 2
How do you
times.
feel?
Parehas lang po.
The same. It feels the same as Benny Cutie. Yawi, you're holding tears back right now. What's going through your mind?
4 zeros.
Di na po kami first round exit. Ngayon kami na po pinakamalakas sa buong mundo.
They're not just first round exit now. They're the strongest team in the world. I have to hear from the youngest one, Sanji Sanford.
Para sa akin, nagbunga po lahat ng pag-aarap ko, ay ng mga paghihirap ko, tsaka mga sacrifices. Para sa papa ko talaga to.
This is for his father. All the hard work has finally paid off. Sanji.
Sobrang saya kasi first time ko lang mag-wins, tapos ito agad kinalabasan.
It's his first Worlds. And now, this is the result. One more time, everybody. Give it up for your M4 World Champion, Echo!
They're really doing a great job here. Pinas lang malangkas.
And for everybody watching online, MLBB has prepared an Easter egg for you to celebrate this wonderful moment. Enter M4 in the chat box and you'll get the M4 Champion seal. Collect the seals and exchange them for the M4 Final Avatar Border. Hashtag Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Hashtag MLBB M4 and Dare to be great. Now, we'd also like to thank our sponsors. M4 is powered by Moontime, presented by TikTok, the official content partner, and supported by Secret Lab, the official gaming chair.
We have Esports Stars, our analytical partner, and we have Gang, our official merchandise partner. We have Miwas, our media partner, and last but not least, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia.
Thank you, everybody, for giving us your support. It's been such a wonderful journey. Keep supporting Mobile Bang Bang, and we'll see you in the Philippines for the next world stage. This is Mobile Legends Bang Bang and M4 World Championship. Dare to be great!
Wait this time, just wait and show ya. Is it time to remember? Oh.